Clip 1, Press Conference Greenaction for Health and Environmental Justice, Phillip Burton Federal Building, San Francisco, Friday, June 28, 2024. Greenaction files federal lawsuit against the U.S. Navy and the Federal Environmental Protection Agency for failure to conduct proper cleanup of radioactive and toxic waste at Hunters Point Naval Shipyard Superfund site. Video presented by Carol Harvey, investigator, reporting on Superfund site, former Naval Station Treasure Island in San Francisco Bay. First speaker, attorney Steve Castleman.
To 100% retesting.
Leotis Martin.
I'm Leotis Martin. People's lives come first before anything.
Yes.
Any building before anything. These people are put in these places to take care of us. We the people, make sure our health is okay.
Yeah.
But they're not doing their job, because if they were doing their job, we wouldn't be out here now. So we're not going to stop until y'all get this stuff right. You know people dying in Bayview.
Yes.
You know people been dying in Bayview from the shipyard and stuff like that. And the reason why we're having a problem, because a lot of people that work for the federal government have their money tied up into it. Yep. That's why we have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they care more about their money than other people's lives in Bayview, Hunters Point.
Exactly.
Thank you, Leotis. Facilitator, Shirlitha Holmes Box.
One of our community partners, we have several community partners. I love you all dearly, but let's bring up Dave Brody from the Climate Project, a whole bunch of things. It includes Shoreline and Great Panthers, everything. Go ahead, Dave. Take it away.
Dave Brody, Climate Reality Project.
My name is Dave Brody, and I'm with the Climate Reality Project. Lots of friends at Bayview Hunters Point, but I'm not a resident. What I feel, however, is that this entire city, whether you're from the Richmond District, the Sunset, the Western Addition, the Castro District, or anyone else, ought to be very concerned and very much standing up for the Bayview Hunters Point community. It's a travesty. And all you have to do is look at the facts over the last few years, and you go back 20 years and it's even a worse picture. But all you have to do is look at the reality of how the Navy and the EPA have lied to this community. Look at the fact that Bayview Hunters Point residents have a 15-year less life expectancy than anywhere else in the city.
That's right. That is
the
right.
contamination is so bad some days that people can't even afford to open their windows for fear that their children will be contaminated. And I want to call on every resident of San Francisco to stand up as true San Franciscans to say the Bayview Hunters Point community deserves justice.
That's right.
Well, how about this? Let's let some of the residents, I'm going to exclude myself and my doctor, who went to Woodrow Wilson High School. Let's let some residents of Hunters View speak for themselves. Come on up here. Go ahead. Sis, go ahead.
Mavis Williams.
My name is Mavis Williams. I've been a resident of Bayview Hunters Point for 52 years. Now, I've had personal problems with the dust and dirt and everything in the air, where they actually had to stick tubes, break my nose, stick tubes in my eyes because my tears are running the wrong way.
Oh.
And as far as cancer go, within 6 months, 6 women passed away from cancer from the contaminations up there. My sister was one of them. She was one of the first ones. So we need the Navy Yard to get their act together and clean that place properly before they kill us all.
Thank you.
So let's get them on their job.
My name is Nicole Domino. I was born, I'm 51, I was born into Hunters View, lived there my whole life, and I just think they should just own up to what they say, make it, livable, for us. It's not fair for us to have to, adore all this unnecessary cleanness, air, and all that out there. Come on, just make it right. Not a dollar ain't gonna mean nothing if we're not here to spend it.
That's
so
right.
y'all can keep your money and just clean up the area.
Yes.
That's right. Thank you. Tammy Shelton.
Hi, my name is Tammy Shelton. I'm for Greenaction. I have family members that's gone. There's only 2 of us left out here in the city.
Go, girl.
This is wrong. I'm going too. Don't know if it's cancer or what it is. Clean it up.
No cabbage. No cabbage.
My name is Donnie Collins. I'm born and raised in Bayview, Hunts Point. I'm 61 years old. I thank the Lord for letting me see 60. And I wake up every morning coughing, crying, because all the stuff they're digging up in Bayview, Hunts Point and in Navy Yard, we already got the stuff in our system. But all I needed for them to do is really straighten it up and clean it up. Thank you, Lord.
Let's not forget we lost our dear Marie Harrison.
Yes.
Let's not forget that. For the same.
Carol Harvey, investigative journalist.
So what we want to do next, we're going to bring up a journalist who's been covering Treasure Island, and so she's been covering quite a bit, and she'll bring this up before I bring up this very highly esteemed, which everybody is. So Carol Harvey, take it away.
Who's the highly esteemed person? They should go first.
That's you.
Oh, okay.
Hi. You're beautiful. You're the press. You're the people. Right?
Right.
Okay. I write San Francisco Bayview National Black Newspaper. Hey, I will never forget Bradley Angel when I took him out to Treasure Island in 2017. I will never forget the shocked look on his face when he saw how close people were living to the radiation cleanup zones. 10 feet, 5 feet from those cleanup zones. He was shocked. I know. I look at video I shot of him. I know how shocked he was. Most of the people on Treasure Island are people of color, many of them from Hunters Point. Many. 2 of them, the last time I spoke here was with Andre Patterson. Do you know him? He is we don't call them black people anymore. We call them melanated.
Yes! That's why I love her.
Anyway, he lived 50 feet from a radiation zone on Treasure Island, and 2 years ago they cut off his lower legs. That is from association with radiation, weapons grade chemicals, and heavy metals that are in the soil out there that the Navy says they're cleaning up, that the EPA says they're cleaning up, and that they're not. They're trying to redevelop the place with high rises. You probably noticed that. That's supposed to be a cap to cover over all those toxins. The people are still living in the old Navy houses out there. One of them, named Therese Miller, lived right among a bunch of cleanup zones, and she died 2 years ago. There was also a little boy named Sammy Johnson who lived out there who died. These are all people of color. You get the connection here.
Yes.
It's outrageous. Okay, so Bradley Angel is doing a fantastic job for a long time with this organization. I have a moment of forgetting here. It's called
Greenaction.
Greenaction. And he's been working on Hunters Point for 30 years at least, doing a fabulous job. So, please understand, the same thing is happening on Treasure Island that is happening at Hunters Point.
Yes, thank you, Carol.
And a lot of these people are relatives of the people. Andre and Felita moved to Hunters Point. That's where they live now. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Carol. So what we want to do now, I want to bring it back. We got Treasure Island. I want to tie this in with a lot of information from Treasure Island to Bayview Hunters Point. Now, why I'm bringing this person up right now, because like myself, we're natives, Woodrow Wilson warriors, and this was the first doctor a lot of us knew growing up, black doctor. black women doctors from Woodrow Wilson High School. So I'm bringing up Dr. Ahimsa Simchai.
Dr. Ahimsa Simchai.
And she's fighting for her life as a resident as well as everyone else's life. Thank you, Ahimsa.
Well, thank you very, very much. This is a golden moment. This is a moment that we've all been waiting for decades. When you are experiencing golden moments, you don't have to say a lot. You know, and you guys know me. I mean, I know you guys. You know, I know all you guys, right?
Yeah.
Huddersfield residents.
But I would put a mask on.
In summary, I want to say, as a summary of everything that I have said, that Bradley agrees with and that all of you guys agree with for 30 years, that there is clear and convincing evidence of human harm being done to residents and workers at the Hunters Point Naval Shipyard and at Treasure Island. Treasure Island and Hunters Point Shipyard for a while were sister bases. In fact, the Hunters Point Shipyard was the annex, the Treasure Island annex. There is clear and convincing evidence in the historical record that the United States Navy and the federal government is the cause of that harm.
Absolutely.
And when you can prove harm, then you have a legal case. When you can get to the point where you have clear and convincing evidence that is irrefutable, then you know your case is very, very solid. And in the 30 years that we have been fighting for health and environmental justice at Baby Hunters Point and at Treasure Island, we have advanced our tools. We've gotten more sophisticated, right? We have people like you who are able to intelligently talk about the issues, who have a fund of knowledge, who have a life experience, who have relatives who are affected, who are personally affected, and you are the most vocal spokespeople on behalf of advancing not only what's going on in Hunters Point and Treasure Island, but recognize that we are building on work that has the potential to advance people all over this country. The EPA took our biomonitoring protocol and applied it to Cancer Alley, Louisiana. They did the same thing, that Dinka polluting plant in Cancer Alley, Louisiana, where people are living right next door and they're just dropping like flies, one of the highest cancer rates in the world. EPA drew a ring around the Dinka plant and they tested the air and they found out what was in the air, all of the chemicals, volatile organic compounds, and then they tested the people and they found the same chemicals. And now EPA is backing the Department of Justice on behalf of those residents. But EPA is not doing that for us. And the Department of Justice isn't doing that for us because we know about the relationships that exist between key people in the federal government and people who want to advance the development of the shipyard. So I just want to say that the Hunters Point Biomonitoring Foundation was launched as a community-based exposure research project in 2019. Greenaction was the fiscal sponsor. We have grown enormously, and we are in the position, I tell you, with 100% confidence, that we are in the position to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that people are being exposed to chemicals of concern that are known to be present in the dirt and the soil and the groundwater at Hunters Point Shipyard, and those chemicals match the chemicals that are being detected or people being exposed to in Treasure Island. And most significantly, we are in the position to prove that people are being exposed to nuclear waste.
Yes.
The nuclear waste that is entombed in the Marshall Islands, where they dropped those bombs, shot Baker and shot Abel in 1946, and then hauled back 100 ships to the Hunters Point Shipyard. That plutonium in the Marshall Islands is in a tomb. In Hunters Point, it is a block away from Chris Road and Griffith and a children's playground, and it is across the street from people living on Treasure Island, and it is within 50 feet of people on Griffith who are adjacent to the federal Superfund site. So we are in a position now to prove human exposure, and we can help you. We can help you legally. We can help advance this cause. But the thing that we need to do most is to get the polluter to pay you money. You deserve a recovery because you have been harmed.
Yes.
And that is the ultimate goal. We'll
That's
keep
right.
kicking the Navy in the butt. You know, there are multiple lawsuits, there are multiple federal tort claims, but until these people get a recovery for the harm and the damages that they have experienced and that are being done to them by the Department of the Navy and the federal government, then we're not going to be able to stop.
Thank you so
right.
much.
Hold the Navy responsible.